Hello, and welcome to JOKAKAKA. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
And we're back, baby. JoJoLands is over. JoJoLands is here.
Yeah.
We are talking about the JoJoLands.
Yes.
Part 9.
Yes.
The chapter is chapter 4.
Yes.
And
we in a fighting game now, baby, called versus Kishibe Rohan. It's like the funniest fucking chapter name ever.
Also, I love that this cover. So the cover of Ultra Jump has JoJo bondaging Rohan.
It better be a volume cover.
I really hope
I
so.
was thinking, like, man, imagine like people waiting or not reading part 9 yet and just seeing this fucking cover.
That would be. I would just assume that it's like a tie-in, like they're just advertising
a literal
Rohan thing.
literal
tie-in. But yeah, it's,
Josuke's on the cover. Bro, that's probably why Rohan's there, and the whole Rohan live action going to
the Louvre.
Yeah, that's the one they're doing a. Did I film or is it? I think it's
it
just an
says
episode.
movie.
I guess it is just.
It says movie.
I haven't watched any of this live action.
Me either. Also, I love the idea of them just shooting it on location, so they just like film in the Louvre.
They filmed the Part 4 movie in Spain.
It's true.
They use those European locations.
So this is chapter 4, right?
Yes.
Chapter 4 of JoJoLands. It's kind of crazy. We're
Is it?
still here.
Yeah, we're still here. It's as like I said, this title chapter is very fun. We're so pilled on the like the part like whatever for like the stand they're fighting name, but it's just going like this solo name for each chapter,
which I like, and we've talked about this before. I really like when JoJo is not just a fight.
Yes.
Like, JoJo, that's why like
it could be like the
end of
heist part
8,
1 or like the heist part 2.
Yeah, like the end of part 8 was kind of I know it's a climax, but the fact that it's like we're always in a fight, it makes it hard for like characters to have like
Wonder Review was how
moments.
many parts?
Like, it was like 20 something.
Yeah,
maybe
at least.
And that also spanned like another part, kind of, or another like mini arc, I think.
Yeah, at least D4C like was split up into like Love Train and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was like surprisingly not really any the JoJo drama this time though. Thank God.
Yes, as I like to do, I did want to do a little check-in. So in the past, there had been a sort of
early leak. I
yeah,
guess.
there had been an early leak where there was like a less than stellar translation coming out, and there was a lot of a movement against this, as this is like a bad. Maybe like bad practices, not best practices, but
yeah.
This month there was no other leak chapter.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I didn't see any leaks.
No, I didn't see anything. Not even like a preview page or anything. It just
So very interesting. Yeah. So
not much, but yeah, not nice for a change.
Yeah, it's nice to not just get spoiled immediately when you go on YouTube.
I think the last Ultra Jump cover. I think the last chapter of Demonic Heartbreak is coming out in this as well.
I think that's why Whole Horse and
yeah,
and Josuke are on the front cover of Ultra Jump.
So I think that could be something we should do at some point. A roundup on that.
We will. I'd prefer to just read the rest of it and then just have like a discussion.
Yeah,
a longer discussion on it.
Yeah. But yeah, so should we get started then?
Is there anything else? Oh no, we have one last thing to do.
You do it.
So we have, as always, every week we want to give a shout out to our patrons.
Yes, and if you want your name shouted out on here every time we drop one of these, you can go to the Patreon and submit however much you want to tip us for.
Some people wait until the end. We do it right at the beginning because we love our patrons.
Yes.
So this month we have Classic Andy, Neonan, Sabbat, Harrison French, and Call Me K. Thank y'all for the support. Seriously,
you rock.
It's amazing. We love it. Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, let's just drop right in. Even though it's like a shorter chapter, I feel.
I think the last ones we were kind of spoiled. They were like super long.
I still felt like there was a lot. I felt like a long chapter though when I read this.
It kind of did. I guess I'm also reading through One Piece right now, so. It's funny because
rapid fire. Yeah,
like those chapters are. I mean, they're dense, but like they go by like nothing. Like a 20-page chapter is like nothing.
Yeah, but wait until they hear how long we can just ramble on about One Piece.
Yeah. So this is called Versus Kishibe Rohan, as you said. A something that they cannot handle is approaching.
Yeah. So So this is like also just like very. You get 2 pages of JoJo, and then it's just the rest of the crew for the most part, which is
good.
Yeah.
I feel like we're always in danger of losing our side characters very quick in JoJo, both in like the fact that they could die and also that they just get brushed aside.
Yes.
So I really like as much time as we can get with Pink Guy.
Pink Guy, Usagi.
Yeah, doesn't someone call him Pink Chan? I think someone calls him Pink Chan.
No, because the code
oh,
names.
they have the code names.
Yeah.
See, that was like 2 months ago.
Only Usagi wants to do.
Yeah. He loves Reservoir Dogs. Oh, no. I don't think there's a Breaking Bad reference in this chapter.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I could not tell you.
Oh, no. The combo's been broken.
There's no heists in Breaking Bad, I guess. I don't know.
We'll see.
Okay, so yeah, Rohan is just going inside, and you honestly you kind of see it kind of go back in time because you see the moment where JoJo transmits the info to.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like that. It's kind of like a
It's like how people treat YouTube videos now, where you show part of in the
God.
middle of a video at the very beginning.
Fucking hate that. I know it works for YouTube, but I fucking hate
it's so annoying. It's like. It just shows how fried our attention spans are. People need to be spoon-fed in like second 1.
It's like every video needs to have the flash forward from part 8.
A moment that never happened.
I would love if people just have stuff that's just not in the video itself when they do the teaser.
That would be very funny, actually. If I cared about editing, I would do that for us. It'd be like, whoa, Rohan's big penis or something.
Fucking or just like you just take lines and just splice in your own intro or make your own go to a YouTube poop generator that they have and just put that in front of it. But yeah, so we kind of come back in where we left off the crew, where like this mysterious thread or like wire is fucking tightening up ever so often on what Paco's like ankle and Dragona's
arm,
wrist.
Or wrist.
So yeah, and we kind of learned that, I do like them like Usagi's using the scissors that you remember that he had, and he's just very weird. He's still like, I guess it's the drugs that go to his head. Maybe I don't know. He's just a weirdo.
Hey, if you start doing drugs when you're like 15 and that's all you do, you're probably gonna break your brain in a pretty unique way.
His brain's already fried, I guess. But I do. It's like is he trying to be flirtatious here with Dragona? Where it's like, oh, do you want scissors too? You gotta say the magic words for my stand. I was just like, my ability, the mate kudasai.
I think he's just being like a weirdo. Like I think this is just like him. Well, also like, okay, I think it's important. So few characters have like spoken directly to Dragona that we don't really know like what pronouns other people's use.
True.
So Pink Chan, we know that at least Usagi is using the Chan sort of like not necessarily feminine, but it's like more of a feminine like cutesy.
Usagi really is Charlie Day. It's Always Sunny. He's the wild card, bitches.
He is the wild card.
I kind of can hear the Charlie voice coming out of him.
To me, this just is a funny bit where he's like, hey, I have a stand. Look at my stand.
Well, also, like, those two are having, like, a stand, like...
He's also trying to be useful. He's
well, the stand's fucking them up, and he's being weirdly calm about it. Like, hey, you want to use my stand?
It's really funny because, like, him joining the heist, it was, like, made it seem like he was the kind of the new guy. But ironically, he seems to know more about, like, stand battles and how stands work than any of the heisters.
As we learned, Paco is very much a part 3 mind person in this.
Yeah,
we'll get to, but yeah, he gets the scissors and like this. So they think Inky says they have like the fiber or what's it called, like solid steel, essentially.
Yeah, it's got weird fucking characteristics. It's like translucent, and then it's also like as hard as steel.
And I forgot about his ankle bracelet that you can see on there as well. Remember, he has the tracking bracelet. I'm pretty sure, right?
Does he?
You kind of see like a metal like around his ankle. You can see the metal.
Wait, where? Oh, Paco? For Paco?
Oh no, never mind. It just looks like it's cut off.
It looks like
place. It looks like a metal bracelet. It's the blood, the bracelet. Yeah, but just like shreds on it. It looks like there's like mechanical pits on it though.
But yeah, he tries to use the scissors and they just fucking explode.
They snap. Which I mean, fucking incredibly.
This is one of those stands that is like going back to like what I loved about early JoJoLands. Like it's such a sort of mundane thing, but the realism of like how much it would hurt and how dangerous it is really great. Like also it's not going to kill you, but it would literally just like destroy. It would slice your skin, it would crush your bones, and you'd have to amputate your limb.
Yeah. Also, it's just using mundane things on a stand is always just very interesting. That it's actually like, oh, you actually can't interact with it, not just go through it or some shit.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So unless they're super stand imbued scissors that he picked up.
But yeah, like you said, Usagi's like the one that kind of like he's like the smart one in a part 3 that knows that they're under a stand.
The Polnareff, yeah.
Yeah, the Polnareff. It just and just like, oh, it's obviously that fucking cat. Like he's gonna write cat stand on his arm.
It's really funny too that they keep this idea of it being like a security system.
Yeah,
which is just really, really entertaining to me.
Yeah, you know, Hawaii and their famous security systems that just attach a wire.
They've trained rods to like attack humans.
It's like, oh, yeah, of course, the security system is just a Saw trap. It's literally a trap from Saw.
Yeah, basically. Except it has a mind of its own and it can like get worse.
And also just like Paco just being like stubborn about like Usagi maybe making sense in a weird way because he just annoys them for the most part.
I do like that too. Like that's a really good characterization because like we as a JoJo reader, we know that Usagi probably is the smartest here and like in terms of like understanding the situation, but Paco hates him because he's a new guy.
He literally understands stands, and I guess the other ones only really use their stands for like self-defense and just to pickpocket people. Like I'm guessing they never really had a stand battle, even though like had a scenario where they encountered a stand user. I'm assuming anyway.
It seems like that, or at least like they've never encountered a stand that is like this bizarre. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. That is this like weird and abstract, and of course, like all signs are pointing to it being this weird cat
setting up a trap, which we did see last chapter, where like Usagi jumped over it, and like the other two, I guess it just like wrapped around him. We didn't see it, like I guess like spring.
Yeah, just kind of like walked by.
Yeah.
One thing that I do appreciate, I will give Rocky a little high five for. He actually drew the cat in a way that makes it look like a fucking cat in this chapter. There's one shot where the tail looks a little weird, but he actually like rendered the cat realistically.
Cat looks like very smug face, like a part. I think like
he
a
does
part
have
3,
a
like
of a smug face,
like a talking animal from like part 3, or like the baby stand is like that show a weird facial reaction to something that would normally show like.
He's giving them the side eye. He's giving them a little side eye. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm really hoping that this cat is an Iggy sort of companion who is just merely fighting in like in the comic book fashion where you have to fight your friend before they become friends.
Part 3 fashion.
Yes.
I need also
basically
yeah. It'd be very fun. You have it talk.
That'd be awesome.
But
I would love to see a talking cat.
It's like even animals can see stand abilities. So just assume every animal can see a stand ability.
So I kind of want to like take a deep dive on this line. So do you think he means like every animal, or do you think he means animals that are stand users can see stands?
I mean, in this, because like line is only I would think about like rock animals. And like, because has there really been a animal stand that's not a rock animal that we've seen
in the new canon? Yeah. Well, Iggy
in the new canon. Because we've seen animals with stands in the original universe. Because we've seen rats with stands. We've seen birds and dogs.
Surely there was one in Steel Ball Run. Surely there must have been one in Steel Ball Run.
I don't count scary monsters.
Well, that was like.
The balloon animal.
That's an animal.
Sure.
I guess not. I guess.
I cannot think of one.
Shakedown Road is a tree.
Yeah, is a unnatural stand, I guess, but it's not an animal.
Iwasuke is like.
We don't know
what Iwasuke is.
He's like the most animal like.
Remember he walked through a wall.
Yeah. He did that one time. Remember
something that rock humans are known to do.
He somehow survived fucking ozone baby, which is like the most impressive feat for a fucking dog.
Good for him. Good on him, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know, because like I can understand cats being weird, because you know cats are like known to maybe notice supernatural like
that's true,
ghosts and shit like that. Even dogs are known to do that. So I guess that's not a far reach for other animals. I guess do you count there's rods in the part 6?
Well, they were being used by someone.
I know,
they were
but
being
still.
controlled, similar to how like I don't know. Never mind.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to take that line.
I can't think of a single. Someone in the comments is gonna be like, obviously doggy style, or like something like that.
It's just a very weird line to say.
So I'm pretty sure he just means animals that have stands.
Or we'll see what he means if he knows. Maybe he explains himself more next time when he actually whenever they actually, I guess, approach the cat. Because that's another thing they're gonna do is getting anywhere near this cat. But obviously gonna lead to like
ozone baby them.
Cats getting wet, and that's obviously gonna lead to JoJo just downpouring the cat.
That would be funny.
Fucking up the cat.
In this scene, this is where Dragona gets the call from JoJo about Rohan.
There's an awkward silence. It's just the house is being completely quiet. It's just very weird.
I like that moment actually because like. It's
mask on, everybody.
Yeah, like they have this moment of because they've been dealing with their own shit, and they have this moment of realization that oh shit, the threat's coming, and that like half page shot is really ominous. It's like it really built a lot of gravitas around Rohan, which is fun because like he pays it off. Like
yes,
he does
could
his
be
thing.
Anywhere. We're not hearing him walking. What the fuck? We probably, especially saying he's like coming through the living room now. Like oh, maybe we should hear footsteps.
Also, I totally forgot that Usagi's mask is just fucking clear.
Yeah, it's just fucking like pantyhose essentially.
He'd be like the kind of guy that during COVID would wear like the mask with like breathable holes in it or something.
Or that fucking mask people would wear, the clear plastic one where you can see their mouth still, and I don't know why people would like.
I know some people would do it for like if like it's like hard of hearing or like. You're in an environment that you can't hear because you can read the lips a little
Every time
easier.
I saw that, they were not exact. They just looked like
they just really liked their lips and they wanted to show their lips off.
They fucking looked like a Dune character or something, or a Star Wars character with a respirator. It's really awkward.
They look like they had a still suit on. If they had a still suit on, they'd have little nose plugs to capture the moisture in their nose.
I mean, going by the fucking like. Dampness that was that mask where you can see every ounce of damp like breath coming out.
Do you know that Sam, with a still suit, a grown man can conserve almost all of his water in a day? He only loses about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of it.
And did you know that Lex Luthor once stole 40 cakes, which is like 4 tens?
That's awful.
So
then they kind of go back to trying to deal with the wires.
They say that okay, we can't take care of them now because we will not have our hands and or legs by the time we reach the living room. And this is when Dragona does I love Smooth Operator.
This was actually kind of a big reveal. Dragona can use Smooth Operator on themselves.
Yes, now the theory, I guess, the Dragona top.
Dragona made their own boobs. Yeah, emphasized their own boobs.
The surgery theory, I guess, is like being more there. I love the close up on Dragona too. It's so good.
Yeah, these are really good.
The stand cry close up are always really good.
Also, just the classic Iraqi body horror. Like we get some of that here, which we love. We love to see it. But yeah, I think this is really fun. It's really clever. Because like initially my mind went to, Dragona can't move the actual like band or what, not band, the metal. Yeah. So Dragona's going to use her stand or their stand to move it. But no.
To move it to like the middle of your head.
Dragona
like a weird bird. Like,
yeah. And then alien. Also I was like, oh, is Dragona gonna like break their
wrist or something?
Yeah, that's what I thought. No, even weirder.
Or just like move their that's how the guy had handcuffs usually. It's to break your like wrist and slide out.
What's it like? Ooh. Can you dislocate this like your thumb joint? Maybe I don't know.
I mean I'm double jointed my thumb. I can do it like put it behind my knuckle.
Doing it right now. It's freaking me out.
I legit can, but like I
don't
guess
think I can do that.
I don't know.
Jim breaks his thumb on camera or on live on podcast.
But yeah, I think that's a really rad way to do it, and
it's awesome.
I do like the stand doesn't just come back on there or anything. No, it's just a legit counter to a stand to like literally get one over, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
we're so used to like, oh, we defeated a stand. Oh no, we did not. But wait, there's more kind of thing to it.
I do want to say I want to give Iraqi a bit of criticism. I gave him a high 5 earlier. I'm gonna give him a low 5 now. A lot of shots with Dragona in this look really goofy. the like onesie that Dragona wears is like it's really puffy around the booty. In a way that I have to say it kind of looks like Dragona's wearing a diaper.
Dragona's sitting down there in that shot because
this shot also look. Oh,
that shot.
This shot also looks awkward. I'm just saying
that is them sitting down though.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Araki, stick to either like pants or a skirt. I don't like this weird like puffy onesie bottom thing.
That shot wouldn't be nearly as awkward if he drew like the background or the show that Dragona was sitting down, because it just does look like they're just doing like the
it looks like they're doing a weird squat.
They're doing the torture dance.
They're doing the torture dance.
Yeah, but like how like and the stuff disappears. Like, oh, I see, it is a stand because it disappeared. I'm like, yeah.
It took you that long to fucking like, oh no, it's not some state of the art security system.
Paco's like, shut the fuck up! Like, it's obviously not. It's a security system. Like,
but also one thing I do like,
I think that meme of like the face crying, like, no, it's not a security system, not a stand. And talking be like, it's a stand. Animals can have one too.
One thing I do like here is it's kind of I guess this is kind of a shonen thing, where like Paco also, like Dragona doesn't just save Paco. Paco is given his own chance.
He has to do, because I think it's tighter on him than it was on.
Yeah, and it also gives him a way to show his standoff a little bit.
The hustle, as disgusting as it is.
So one thing we've learned a lot about the hustle here. Actually, we learned a lot about the hustle in this chapter.
So it takes a scissor blade and like tightens it up in there against the wire,
and then he starts vibrating furiously. The hustle, he can literally vibrate his muscles.
Yeah.
For her pleasure, presumably.
It could do anything. And I guess it snaps the wire off.
Yeah, so this is actually really cool. At first I was like, oh, this isn't going to work. He's going to hurt himself. But it did work. It was able to cut through it, right? Like, yeah.
Sure.
And that was enough.
But while their backs were turned, the backpack opened up and ate and just spat out the diamond. It had a mouth, it looks like. You just gotta spit
that
out.
One shot looks really fun. It looks like a fucking face. Like,
it looks like a mimic.
It does. It looks like a mimic, yeah. At first, I literally thought like...
Has anybody made a backpack mimic in anything like that?
That's a really good idea.
Get on it.
It's kind of a no-brainer.
But yeah, and the Dragona notices, and the diamond's just like on the ground with like its wrap on there. It looks like somebody just like threw it out. It didn't get stolen. It just looked like somebody just like yoinked it with a string, like the cat maybe, or I don't know. The cat's really weird because the cat's like not here.
I feel like the diamond has a mind of its own.
Yes,
because
a diamond's a rock animal.
Hey, it's the purest form of a rock animal.
Is a gemstone a rock technically?
Sam, they're minerals. No, I'm kidding. Gemstones are rocks. Yes.
Okay. Are diamonds technically a rock?
Yeah. Because what is a rock? It's just like
a visual pile of secrets.
A rock is literally just like it's just like a hard like earth material.
Are diamonds rare? A good investment. Rocks worthless. Made from coal, crystals, the hardest substance on earth. Actually rare.
Actually, I don't know if there's a distinction between rocks and minerals. Or sorry, but there is.
The actual reason why
rocks and crystals, rather.
Diamonds are not considered a rock is because of its composition. A rock, by definition, is a substance that is made up of two or more minerals. Rocks are what we commonly see in nature, and while they are made up of minerals, are not specific.
So then I guess crystals generally... that doesn't necessarily... makes sense. If it's like a pure, like, yeah.
Maybe
if it's a pure...
It could be like a weird evolution of like a rock animal, like a gem animal. We're gonna Steven Universe style, man.
Oh my god, like everything, like Hoseki no Kuni, Steven Universe.
Yeah, Land Illustrious out in the two. It's just the two go hand in hand. So yeah, or it also has like maybe some weird like. I don't know. That's the word. Like, not like wonder of you. Like a wonder.
That's the vibe I got.
Or like like the green baby kind of like evasive stand or evasive ability to it.
Yeah,
but Rohan seems to just grab it no problem, because as we see as Dragona reaches for it, Rohan's there just peeking around the corner like a fucking weirdo that he is.
I love this. I absolutely love this little thing right here, just because like this is such a great little moment as like a viewer, as a JoJo fan. You know what all Rohan needs to do is touch you to win. And like, that's what you're waiting for.
Well, I thought he also could just, like, in the part 4 verse, he was able to send Heaven's Door out there and it did it itself.
Well, yeah, I mean, that would still be like a touch.
This one may
as long
not,
as you were the stand to get, like, it's the same, most stands work that way.
But the panel of, like, the the really close up one, I just like thinking of like Rohan, like low tier god, where he's like book now. Do you know that meme? The
No, I have no
low
idea
tier
what you're
god
talking about.
is a famous fighting game community like toxic player. And he's famous. His famous meme of him with like lightning bolt eyes saying "Kill yourself now."
That's
low tier god.
Okay.
He's like, yeah, but I think of Rohan just like book now, and then just like just fucking knocking you out, being toxic as fuck.
Turns you into a book.
Because he would be a toxic fighting game like video game player, just like
he would do all of the special moves in person.
He would write "die now" on your Facebook, like
Facebook,
literal Facebook.
Yeah, but this is just a great little Rohan moment. I fucking love Rohan. I'll say it. I'm not afraid to say it.
And I do love, like, Rohan's like, you'll be in danger if you pick up that diamond. And Dragona, instead of just having it, like, going right, fist first or, like, backing to attack with their stand, she backs off.
Yeah.
I kind of, like, interested by that.
Yeah, it's kind of, like, cool. Like, it's like Dragona is actually kind of a smart, tactical thinker. Yeah, not just like a pure adrenaline, pure like testosterone. Not
Gappy who goes immediately into punching shit.
Yeah, Gappy would immediately attack Rohan as quick and as hard as he can.
With whatever he can find. But yeah, I just like also just like I feel sorry for you because we're going to gag and tie you up.
Yeah, Dragona, like...
Doesn't say gag, but the gagging's assumed.
You'd have to gag him.
But yeah, and then... As I said, Rohan kind of gets like a little gets a little bit of a pages on Dragona's hand, and
kind of like that. I love how we see like the different versions of Heaven's Door activate.
It can literally affect you anywhere. You're open book literally anywhere.
So I do have to say, before my understanding, I haven't read all the one shots. I have to be honest. Before my understanding of Rohan's ability was he actually physically had to read the text on you.
Yes.
It seems like it's beaming into his brain directly now. He's able to like immediately like learn everything about you by touching
beams to his head.
It seems like it because like he the way he touches Dragona backs off, and then he's like, oh yes, like, oh there's 3 of you, oh and there's 1 more, and your name is Dragona Joestar, and you're 18 years old.
Well, he's like he's like unnatural because as we learn in part 6 for Rohan, like in Rohan, he's able to like in the speed up was able to just draw manga. I'm assuming he's able to speed read like with his stand anyway, like as well, and like
maybe, but it doesn't look like he's reading. And also, I just hate to be like nitpicky, like the text is so tiny, and I just feel like Rohan right here is
bottom
like
text. He's
like a master. Like his stand has like been like boosted basically.
Well, about him,
compared to how it was in part 4.
Yeah, he has to make up for all the times that he had to nerf Heaven's Door, like, oh, cause remember Rock Paper Scissors Kid, like, oh yeah, never mind, I got canceled out because that's what he could do.
I forgot about that.
He could get nerfed so many times, even in his one shot, like some of the like Millionaire's Village, he got nerfed because Corn Boy couldn't. It closed up because that's cheating. It's not proper.
Corn Boy.
But and also cause so this just makes me think he's not the original universe Rohan. Cause he's not surprised by seeing a Joestar name. I feel like if anybody should be like,
think about that,
because he should know about the Joestars, and like, he should know. He probably would like, beam everything about Josuke into his brain about like, okay, they had the birthmark. I should be cautious because these people have caused nothing but trouble for me.
I didn't even think about that. Interesting.
So
I guess this is just supposed to be like a person that was born and raised in this universe.
Yes.
This is not our Rohan.
This is not the 1999 Rohan. This is like literal 2023 Rohan, modern day.
This is such a weird conversation.
It's weird. It's very weird. Something that only can happen in JoJo. And yeah, so yeah, I'm guessing any kind of ability or like new kind of stuff it can do. It's just a relation that is just a new Rohan. He is almost like 1-for-1. It seems maybe it's really weird, and maybe just an excuse for thus spoke Rohans can just be in this universe now. I don't know.
I feel I want to. I hate to say it, but I want to give Araki the benefit of the doubt here.
Tsurugi,
I want to say that there's no. I don't want to say
Tsurugi truists are like in shambles right now.
No, I want to say like maybe we should let him cook. Like,
let him cook.
Maybe there is going to be something about this. Or maybe he just likes this character so much, and he's like, "Fuck you! I write the story. I can put him in here."
He's not a self-insert.
I think once he drew that image of him hugging Rohan, he's not allowed to make that claim anymore.
Once he just drew him tied up in bondage.
I didn't even think about the implication.
But But yeah, so we get some a standoff essentially between all, like a whole 3-on-1 standoff. I love it.
So the big thing here is that Rohan is like, it's really important that you don't know what the fuck this diamond is.
Yeah, he wants to know how they figured out, like how they know about this.
So yeah, he's almost like relieved to learn that they don't know anything about it. It's like cursed knowledge.
Well, before we get there, he proceeds to menacingly walk towards him, and Paco.
That is kind of a Dio. That is kind of a Dio walk.
And then Paco just like a fucking like a parry or some shit, where he just like cuts around like.
So what I think happens,
sidesteps.
I think he like slurps his body like an octopus through the vent system. Because if you look at the next page,
he goes up. He does like drawn like a Dragon Ball Z teleport.
Yeah, like that sort of like moving too fast. Because in Dragon Ball Z, they're not teleporting. They are moving so fast you can't see them. until Goku learns how to do a teleport.
The Castle Super Beast Best Friends podcast where they debate about whether Wesker teleports or just runs pretty good really fast.
So in the next page we see him like his part of his muscles are in like a vent system sort of up. So that could mean two things. That could mean he either was able to, like an octopus, squish his whole body through a vent and then out through another vent, or he just moves so quick and then is hoisting his body up with this vent.
It's very funny if I think he just like fast forward behind him, jumped up and just like attached himself to the vent. It's just very funny to me. It's like
it's a
very funny version of the Mission Impossible of like
to me it seems like he's probably doing it to try and like choke him out. Like I guess that's kind of the idea. Like he would have his whole body weight.
Yeah,
he would just have to hold him up by his body weight rather than
so essentially the hustle is like a Pillar Man body.
I was thinking except
with the ability to like cut somebody in half by walking by that or walking through them.
Oh yeah, that does happen.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking it's more. It feels kind of like it has the properties of meat spray.
Yeah,
where it feels like his flesh is just kind of. He can kind of make it like a liquid. Not even just his flesh. It seems like almost all of his like human tissue he's able to manipulate freely.
Yeah,
like a liquid. One might compare it to.
It's just like disgusting. Maybe if he could have walked through Rohan and just cut him in half like he did to their Nazi friend that they mourned.
He should have. If only he.
The
had
famous
done that.
"It's a Nazi" page, and he does the okay.
But I really love the way that he uses the hustle to. Well, he tries to restrain Rohan. He doesn't succeed.
He's like, oh, this is makes him know that they're a stand user. This man going through this could be a freak, but
But it's really cool. It's just really cool visuals, like the way that Rohan's hands are like literally like through his entire like bicep. Also, I want to say like this brings up a really funny like a power ability trigger thing that I think is really funny. It seems like Rohan needs to touch you with his fingers.
Yes,
like that is like such a like I think about
that's
like
how he draws. That's how he opens a book. He needs to have his hands open the page.
But
turn
like,
the page.
You would think that merely by touching you, he could activate his stand.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, like there's so many powers in like any sort of thing where it's like, oh, I touch you. And like in X-Men, like Rogue, like if you touch her skin anywhere, that activates
Josuke had to touch you with his hands for Crazy Diamond to activate.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because you punch it, or stand hands as well, but that's an extension of yourself as the hands of your stand, so.
But it's just funny that like here Rohan can't, He even though like his entire wrist is inside of Paco, he's wrist deep in Paco.
Even Kiss,
he can't activate
Kiss
it.
had like literally apply a sticker on you. I literally had to get like tag you essentially.
Well, Kiss didn't have to like physically do it itself though, because there were times where like didn't they like throw it or shoot it? Whatever. We can't get too deep into this.
It's not important.
But it's really funny to me that like Rohan needs to use his like fucking fingernail to touch you to activate.
But also what's it called? Rohan kind of looks like he weaponizes the diamond by throwing it, and none of them can catch it. And he gets booked now, and Usagi gets KO'd. Literally tells them book and just KOs him. It's just so funny where like it just hits you. You're just knocked out.
You're fucking done.
For the most part.
You're fucking done. I can't imagine how unpleasant it must feel to be booked by Rohan.
I mean, remember in part 4, he just ripped pages out of you.
Yeah, that's really fucked up. What does that do to your like memory?
Yeah, remember it made what's it called? Koichi's like memories like hazy and everything, and like it probably would have made him like a fucking husk if he kept doing with it.
He just like rampantly like ripping the entire like pages out.
Eventually like brainwashed him and like Winter Soldier did.
Like, we don't talk often enough about how like Koichi really he's surrounded by horrible people that like gaslight him into thinking that he should be in relationships with them.
He is a victim of what's that disorder called when you get kidnapped and you like really
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, Stockholm.
He's multiple times.
Yes.
So it happens with Yasuho. You could
argue
not
Yasuho, Yukako.
Sorry, Yukako. You could argue that it kind of happens with Josuke as well. Because he's not really friends with Josuke until like he saves his life, right?
But I feel like he does save his life, but Josuke literally is like a better friend.
Josuke is probably the best.
Jotaro is like
life.
the probably one true friend.
That's true,
he
actually.
has.
Yeah, that is.
Jotaro loves him. Jotaro loves that child.
He doesn't fear. There's never a moment where he's like, "I fear Jotaro. I fear what Jotaro could do to me." Where he fears
like
what Rohan could do to him.
I'm so glad I came to this place with you, Koichi, because I would have been screwed against fucking Vice or.
It's a good thing that Koichi had a third
attack.
fucking evolution to his Saiyan that we could utilize here.
It's so good. So yeah, he's just bad with people. Even like the people that even the Lock was like a fucking of his trust and like being guilted into that was like his ultimate like count enemy stand.
He really is the most cursed.
He befriends all the enemy stands. Like he
That's
goes
true.
with like to Rohan's house. He goes with what was that fucking
Surface guy?
Surface, yeah.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah, he just befriends the worst people. If Josuke didn't kill fucking Angelo, he probably would have befriended him as well.
He would have been forced to befriend Angelo. Hey, Koichi, bring me my water bottle.
Oh, man.
All right, so Usagi
Paco gets
down
turned
for the
to
count.
Yeah, Paco one-shot it.
Paco
book now.
Booked.
Low tier Rohan booked now, and they all get fucking onto the wall with their pages open up, and he skims them from above. Where you kind of get the information. So he learns that the person gave him the job was Meryl. And like, I do love, he goes, primary occupation, school principal, and fashion designer? Huh, wild. That's such a weird Rohan thing to say. This is wild.
It's funny, too, because it's kind of like, he's like learning this information in real time.
I just found out about this now.
the meme, like, I'm just learning about this information.
the Trump, like... Wow. I can't believe I'm learning about this.
I'm just hearing this information now.
I do like, they learned it's being leaked in through cousins. I don't really care about this.
Yeah, it kind of just confirms his fear. Well, his fear was that they were going after the diamond for another reason.
Also, since they're Americans, is this written in their face in English?
Oh, I didn't think about that.
I mean, I can see Rohan knowing English.
He probably would, but presumably Rohan, I mean...
I'm looking at a close-up of Paco's face.
So, okay. Heaven's Door is a stand that makes so Rohan can read you. I would presume that it would translate everything into Japanese.
Turns your face into a book, and
but so that Rohan can read it.
I
would assume that would turn it into a readable language to Rohan.
I would assumed it was written by the person essentially, with like their handwriting and everything.
But it does. It looks like print though. It doesn't look like. It looks like print in infographics.
I haven't read all the Thus Spoke Rohans, and he uses his stand very like rarely, and I'm not sure if he ever uses it on like when he travels. If he uses it during that.
This is kind of a distinction without a difference. I do want to say, but
I'm sure someone.
I think in my headcanon, it's being translated into Japanese for Rohan. Also because this is a fucking Japanese comic series that we're reading.
Like, I'm looking at the close-up on Paco, and like it kind of looks like there's a bunch of different languages written on it.
It does. The one kind of looks like...
Wingdings are on there.
Wingdings. I don't know the name of it, but there's like a...
Comic Sans?
Is it like Thai? Like the Thai language is like kind of like curly. The one kind of looks like that curly language. Or the curly script, I should say. Whatever. This is so stupid. They're basically like he learns that they all just wanted like $30,000.
Yeah, that's what they were promised. They don't know anything. They didn't learn anything about this from Diamond. Like, I'm kind of relieved about that.
So this should be like a meme response now. That quite simply, I'm relieved. I really enjoy this panel. Quite simply, I'm relieved. Very nice.
But in Rohan's last line, like, you are in an unsavory situation, and Dragona, who's to be, clenching the diamond, is not there.
So, okay, yeah, going back to... Oh, no, I lost my page.
Okay.
Going back to that scene where
it
they're
fell.
like... Yeah, it falls out of Dragona's hands, right? Like...
Yeah, so it looks like...
get back there.
A coincidence or not? A mystery of the diamond, like a coincidence. But it looks like this thing has the ability of, like, it can't... That's why it was locked up, because it can't be, like, in something. It always has to fall down or be on the ground.
Okay, so in the scene, the time we see the diamond, Dragona is about to clutch it.
Yeah.
So,
I do like the shot.
Yeah, it's kind of a mystery.
When they open up their hands, you can see the diamond, like, on the ground, and you kind of see from their point of view, kind of looking down through their hands and seeing it on the ground.
It's cool. I also...
And it's rolling, and it says roll.
Yeah, which it probably shouldn't be saying roll. It's I don't want to spoil Hiseki no Kuni for anyone, which is Land of the Lustrous.
Okay.
But lately there have been characters that are just rocks that roll around, and I love that, and it makes me think of Land of the Lustrous. So, but yeah, and one thing I do love about this chapter is it captures that like perfect like weird low stakes tension of a stand battle of like
you don't know what Rohan's gonna do.
Confusion and fear of like these mundane objects.
And Rohan doesn't seem to gonna go like be like, there's a weird threat. Maybe he didn't know about the cat other than noticing that one time.
Yeah, that's definitely like something he doesn't know about. That's my
and if he like
opinion.
saw the wound on them or read that, oh, you were attacked by a cat stand, like, and like, you see the description of the cat. Oh,
yeah,
this is a threat kind of thing, and like, I'll kill a cat, says Rohan Kishibe.
That does seem like how the next chapter will begin.
Yeah, and the I still think so. I got two ideas for the standing. I think we talked about it last time, but I still think cat scratch fever and like I think Stranglehold. I think that's a Ted Nugent song.
Stranglehold.
It was in one of the Guitar Heroes. I'm pretty sure it's a Ted Nugent song if I remember correctly, but because it tightens up and like strangles on whatever the rope is tied to. Not John.
I always love when we try and like justify stand names as if they aren't like so fucking stupid most of the time.
Yeah, it's gonna be something stupider. I know for a fact.
I'm gonna predict it's gonna be like 10 by Pearl Jam.
Jeremy.
It's gonna be called Jeremy.
It's called Feeling This by Blink-182. But I'm thinking. So what do you think about this diamond though? Because we talked a little bit of it as theories. Like, do you think it's like related to like a rock atom? I was thinking like it's affected because it's a diamond that came from like one of these lands, like the volcano land that's part of the wall's eye, like, stuff like that. I'm thinking like it comes from there, but it's a weird ability that it can't be like. I guess like it just has to be on the ground. It always sinks.
I kind of like your idea about it being like an evolved like rock human thing,
rock animal or rock creature,
because it does kind of like make sense. Like we know that there is a connection between the rock humans and the holy place. What's the name? Do we have like a name for those spots?
They're
called like Blessed Lands or something.
We just call them Walleyes.
Devil Palm. That's what we're introducing them as.
These stand lands.
Stand land. There we go, baby. So the stand land. It to me it makes sense that could be like. I don't know. I think about a place like Hawaii. Like you think about like tropical islands. They have like crazy biodiversity. There's like even just like a volcano spewing like land out of the ocean. Like it's like a place that's rife for like new life to form. Like there's always like an explosion of population. So I'm thinking like maybe because it's like on a volcano, there's so many like nutrient rich soil, all that shit. There could be like special properties that would like accelerate, like create kind of a new creature, a new being, these weird rocks that we saw from the A'a lava.
Yeah, and it has to, and like he's alluded, it has to do, it does something, I'm guessing, like, because...
What, the A'a lava?
Not the A'a lava, the actual, like, the diamond, because, like...
So, okay, important, so one thing, I kind of like the idea, the whole meme, it's like, I'm not locked in with you, you're locked in with me. So maybe he's not locking the diamond away to keep the diamond safe from people. He's locking the diamond away to keep people safe from the diamond, because the diamond is so dangerous.
Stone.
That's maybe.
A diamond rolling stone.
I want to. I'm going back to the last chapter. I want to see the moment they find it.
But the thing is, Rohan has no problem picking it up, though. So it's not like somebody's gonna curse someone who touches it.
Because he's epic, Sam. You forget that
I
Rohan...
wrote on the diamond, did not fuck with me.
So the diamond, when they find it, it is in like a nice little padded case. So
If Rohan simply wrote, "I will not be affected by calamity," would he be unaffected by Thunder Review?
Maybe. So yeah, important to note that the diamond it's like in a nice little like spot, like it's in a nice little box, but it's next to the weird like lava formation, the rock formation. Yeah, I just I mean, so we going by this, like, I guess there's a couple possibilities. This is someone that Rohan knows, that he's staying at this house, that is like a scientist, because it doesn't seem like Rohan would be like mixing fucking beakers and shit. That just doesn't seem like something Rohan would do.
Rohan watches Breaking Bad once.
To me, it seems like
manga and simple geologist.
It seems like maybe he knows a scientist that lives here.
He obviously knows about the mole men, and the mole men are going to be the main villains of...
He did presumably bring the diamond with him, though.
Yeah.
Because it went through customs. So
yeah.
Rohan owned this diamond and brought it with him, presumably for a reason. It is kind of weird that you would travel with a diamond.
Alone, too. I don't know why he would research this alone. I feel like he should, like...
There must be, like, a scientist man or woman.
Man or woman.
Maybe it's the cat.
Fuck, I don't know. Do you think Rohan is going to join the crew for this part, or just
I've been thinking about
a temporary thing after, like he's gonna pop up for this arc and then go back to Japan and show him a middle finger and
similar to like Polpo? I think we're gonna see a Polpo-esque sort of character arc from him. No, I think he's probably gonna peace out after a little bit. It would be really fucking funny if he just stuck around the entire time. But it's too much. I feel like Rohan's presence, even in part 4, it's like it's too much for him to be around for too long. Like,
yeah,
you need him in short bursts.
Yeah, I don't know. And like Rohan also just any theory we had with like last episode of him maybe not being Rohan, he is just Rohan. He is universe.
Yeah, he just seems to be this universe.
Which is just
Rohan.
It's just the weirdest thing to me. I still haven't coped with it yet.
Because then it kind of brings up this uncomfortable question of like, who else could have like a perfect version of themselves in this universe? Like,
well, half of them kind of weed themselves out in part 8.
That's true.
Like, and I'm like, but who's popular like enough? I'm like. I think like there's no way they'll bring
Abdul.
I'm like there's still like a whole thing of parts, like even seeing like fucking Hermes and what's it called, Enya in part 8 was just the weirdest fucking thing of just them even in their own.
It was just
a
little reference though.
It was still really weird. I'm trying to think of like who else could, but I really don't want more.
Giorno.
I don't want more.
It's gonna be Giorno. Unless
they really pull something out or like do like a part 8 where they're just completely redesigned. Not just a 1-for-1.
Yeah, but the whole point that I'm kind of bringing up is that it's not a redesign at all. It is like just that character.
Carrera being a superior version of Yukako essentially is great. I love that.
It's true.
Remember she was going to stay around? I hope she comes back.
She said she's going to come back.
She'd be a perfect thief crew member for them.
She would.
Like, it's right there.
What if she didn't know English, though? That'd be kind of funny.
Rohan could just write that on there. He did that with Koichi when he went to Italy.
Yeah.
That was like the funniest thing. Like, oh yeah, Rohan made me learn Italian. Which I'm guessing even if Rohan does it, Rohan can just speak all the language. He just wrote on himself that he can just read.
Do we know if Rohan can like write things on himself?
I'm pretty sure I could have swore there was one time where Rohan either wrote himself or his thing got reflected and he turned.
Rohan writes, "I have a big boner," and he gets a big boner.
I have a huge cock. Says Rohan Kishibe.
I have a big boner.
And I'm guessing like, so do you assume their boss knows about the true nature of this diamond, you think?
I'm gonna say no, because it seems like there's kind of a shadowy like other figure that is recruiting her to get the diamond. It would be interesting if she were, though. I would like it if she were, but I'm presuming that she's, I mean, her son does have a stand.
You don't know if he's her son yet.
Didn't she say it's her son?
No, she said she's a good boy. You can trust him. He's not a drug addict. But we made theories that he was gonna be her.
It's so hard to like even like parse like what is real and what has become like internalized fan theory. But yeah, did we finish the chapter? I can't.
Yeah, the other chapter because it ends with like what we gotta do now.
Oh yeah, Dragona saying mystery coincidence.
But
yeah.
But yeah,
we
really
talked about
good.
this more than I expected. I really was like, oh, we're gonna have nothing to talk about.
No, that's it. You know, for a shorter chapter, with a lot in there to talk about.
A lot of really great art. Paco using his funny muscles will never not be my favorite thing.
I just like looking. I was trying to find see if that happened. Rohan turned up in a book, but I just found this art of like him talking to the artist girl from that part 6 one shot.
Aw, I want to see them hang out.
Sure.
What was her name?
I forget.
Kiriko Doji.
Sure. So yeah, anything else? Any other theories you got? Yeah, I'm not sure you have any. You have to check your bingo board or anything, did you?
You know, I didn't check my bingo board, but
probably
I'm
not.
Pretty sure that I didn't get anything.
And I guess JoJo will come back next chapter. I'm assuming with them actually, like, you know.
Oh, do you think he'll have like a little standoff with Rohan?
I'm guessing he'll wander in there and see because you know Dragona, even obviously being like the brain, I guess the more tempered minded person compared to Paco and Usagi, like the calmer minds approach, I guess. Even though one's a psychopath, a literal like registered psychopath. Or sociopath, or both, probably. So
there's kind of this speculation that something really horrible is going to happen here.
Yes.
I keep in my head thinking that there's going to be like an explosion or a fire or something. So I just wonder. I feel
volcano erupting underneath.
That'd be funny. Like, what if it's like the diamond is like a seed for a volcano?
Like Rohan, just like a splash of like lava comes out, and you just see a skeleton just like I don't know, just, like comically,
like in Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Spider-Man, Green Goblin bomb. Like
yeah, he turns people into skeletons.
That is so funny to think about. Like Green Goblin had like skeleton bombs, but when his son got thrown like a bomb to his face, he only got slightly scar. He didn't get skeletified. It would have been really funny if half his face was skeleton like that,
like Harvey Dent,
Harvey Dent, or like that Breaking Bad moment.
Oh yeah, there's a Breaking Bad reference.
It's just that. Yeah, that's gonna be a Breaking Bad.
All right, chat. Dear commenters, I need y'all to find the Breaking Bad reference in this chapter because I can't, and there must be one because there's been a Breaking Bad reference in every other chapter so far.
Yeah. So, anything else then? Any other theories you have?
Nope.
No.
I'm excited for more. Oh, I guess my theory was that I think the cat's gonna find JoJo first. I think JoJo's gonna have to deal with the cat first.
Cat's still wandering about.
He did go the opposite direction though, so maybe not.
The cat's just wandering about. It doesn't seem to be going after the diamond, maybe, unless it's the one dragging the diamond off or around. Because
presumably something unzipped the bag.
And something sent the cat in there. We don't know.
Yeah,
like something.
Which it could be a setup. It could be the mastermind who is organizing this. Maybe it's a bit of a setup. But why would it be a setup? I guess we'll find out in 15 chapters.
Rohan writes on the cat, "You love these humans. You are joining the crew.
This is your best friend. You speak English."
He gaslight. Rohan has the power to gaslight.
Yeah, literally.
He literally.
What if he wrote, "You speak English.
Now.
You can talk." No. That's
You are.
That's
catnip
Jujutsu
now.
Kaisen.
Catnip now.
All right, that's all I got to say.
All right. Do you want to do your root beer talk thing?
Sam, it's time for root beer talk. Which, if you're new here to JoKaKaKA, or you also just don't know what we're talking about,
we've done it on Chainsaw as well.
Oh, we have done it. So yeah, root beer talk is our sort of like catch up. What have you done this week? What have you been doing recently? It's been a month actually. So like, what have you been doing? What do you want to talk about?
You want to go first?
I'm gonna go first this time.
Ladies first.
I have been playing a little video game
that no one's heard of
called Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay.
Actually, it's kind of a bit of a two-parter. So I started playing the Guardians of the Galaxy game because I watched the movie and I loved it.
Yeah, we saw that in theaters. Awesome.
I loved that movie and I was like, you know what? It's on sale. I want more Guardians in my life. Playing through the game, kind of happily surprised.
You beat it yet?
No, because Zelda came out, which is part 2. But pleasantly surprised with the Guardians game because it kind of does like a blending of comic lore.
I know that.
And the movie lore, which I have to say, like, I'm not a huge fan of some of the stuff the movie introduced that has become like, unfortunately, like inextricably part of Guardians of the Galaxy DNA. The music stuff, Star-Lord's characterization, I'm not really a huge fan of. It does kind of work in the game though, but
he's like the only one who really liked the movie, right? I think maybe Drax is.
No, Drax is like explicitly like
movie.
Yeah, Drax has also been kind of like not corrupted, but he's been changed in a way that like will never go back.
Flanderized.
Yeah,
like,
Gamora is actually really good in the game. Whatever, but I really like it. They make a lot of references to shit in comics that I pog.
that you love.
Yeah, like they talk about Richard Rider a lot.
Dick Rider,
who is the Nova. There's a little scene actually where you go through the collector. The collector has like a little emporium, and you get to walk through. And I was just like pointing, like I get that reference.
Oh my god, there's Annihilus' cock and Galactus.
They actually have Thorg, the Thor frog.
Oh wow,
it's funny because when you first walk through it, you see his little hammer. And then you walk through the end, and he's just there. So
where's
presumably
Beta Ray
dead. Yeah, where's Beta Ray Bill? So I haven't beaten it yet because fucking Zelda came out.
Yeah, I've been seeing some clips of that of weird contraptions and like dick things.
Basically, like
torturing little creatures.
Yeah, creating like the most intricate crucifix to just destroy a Korok. It's very funny. No, the new Zelda game it's really fucking good.
The Zelda devs played Just Cause for like one day. Like, what is this? You do whatever you want with these fucking like glue and.
My take is that the Zelda developers saw all of the YouTube videos about how people took their really robust physics system and made like magic out of it, and then this one
like
they
Minecraft,
said,
where people make a supercomputer and like
basically, yeah. And in this one they said like, what if we did this but more? So one of the new abilities in Zelda,
that'd be why it took so long.
It's called Ascend, and basically you can just like not teleport. If there's like a ceiling in front of you, you can like fly up to it and you fly through it, and then you appear at the top of whatever that is. So it makes really easy when you're in a cave to just get out of the cave. Apparently that was literally a mod tool that the developers were playing around with, and they were like, hey, this is like kind of a fun ability, and then it ended up launching with the game.
You gotta love what you find in playtesting.
There's an extreme level of polish to the game, which I'm stunned at. Like like Breath of the Wild was a good game. I liked it, but I had a lot of problems with it. And this has rectified almost every single problem I had with Breath of the Wild.
Cool.
I still don't like the way they do shrines. I like all the shrines, rather than having like bigger, longer dungeons, be like kind of like the main focus, like in the older Zelda games. The world is littered with literally like 160 shrines, which are these kind of like bite-sized little puzzles.
Yeah.
And unfortunately,
they're kind of like the Elden Ring dungeons.
Kind of, yeah. Unfortunately, like in Elden Ring, where you can kind of ignore them when you get bored with them, in this game, they like, I don't know.
You kind of need them for like health and whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. For me, I really got tired of them, and there were so many in Breath of the Wild that were like just a waste of time. They'd be
filler.
Like
that open world filler stuff.
Yeah, kind of. Where you would literally like there's one really famous mission in Breath of the Wild where you go to an island and then take all your stuff away, so you have to start from scratch. Which is great. No, it's a great fun challenge because you get it back at the end.
Okay.
But your reward for that is that you get a shrine, and then so you have to load.
Your reward is a puzzle dungeon.
No, but the thing is, you load into the shrine dungeon, and it's empty. You just have to walk to the end to get your blessing.
Oh.
So, like, why didn't they just give you the It's such, like, a tedious thing. And unfortunately, folks, this game does that, too, a few times. Mm-hmm. But that is such a, like, nitpicky sort of gripe that I have, where the game is crazy. I'm going to be playing it for the next, like, month.
Oh, nice.
Sorry, that was my root beer talk for the week. It's kind of long. What was your root beer talk?
Remember last month I basically was talking about the Kamen Rider game. It's just the one by the Madoka Magic. Madoka, Psycho Pass, Thunderbolt Fantasy.
He also wrote was it Sayaka no Yuta? It's like one of like it's an early 2000s light novel that people always point to as being like a really important one.
And like Fate Zero, and I finished the series. So I really liked it, and let me and you know that was before I talked about it last time. I didn't get to that crazy shit get wild moment, and shit did get fucking wild, Jim.
So it got even wilder than it normally, because normally from my understanding, his stuff kind of like pops off early, and then you kind of have to like sit with the ramifications of that.
Since it's like a 47 episode, but even more so 45, I want to talk about the 2 extra fucking episodes that were not his fault. I could tell. Because they were advertisement, but I'll get there. But
toys.
was like early on was supposed to like, okay, I'm gonna lead you on to make it seem like, look at this fun weird world. We got dancing, we got some like we got like fruit stuff, ninjas and everything, and
fruit ninjas.
Fruit ninjas for samurai. Basically, all the design. I read some little things about like all the designs. Every different rider was like supposed to be a warrior from a different nationality, like a history one, like a Chinese like warrior one, samurai, like a medieval knight kind of look. It looks really cool.
It's like G Gundam.
It has some of my favorite fucking suit designs. I think somehow the aesthetic works.
Mm-hmm.
And then it hits that moment like where you kind of start learning. First you get a big reveal, and it kind of like that big reveal kind of like breaks the main character kind of thing, where like they have a crisis about like, maybe these monsters aren't exactly just things I should just kill. They have
you mean there's consequences to my actions?
Exactly. And he had the full on like, I shouldn't fucking do this, like I can't do this, and it extends from there too, of like finding out what happened to this missing person who like that they're friends with, and it just like goes off with like the government conspiracy and like government covering this all this bullshit up. It's like it goes places, and then he does like how he like tries to push the limits of how can I just kill characters, like the big one in Madoka, what I'm talking about, right?
Like episode 3, I think.
Yeah, how can I kill somebody in like kind of a gruesome way, but not really show it completely, kind of. And this is like Kamen Rider's more of like a kid show. He had less, and I was like, I'm not gonna say who, but the one death is like a guy gets put in. Like, the guy opens a rock up and puts him inside of it, and then slowly crushes the guy. It's fucking brutal. Awesome. And like towards the end, like bodies start hitting the floor, like fucking you're dead. The guy tried to put C4 and take out, like tried to assassinate somebody. Person gets blasted off the roof in their suit, but the fall kills them anyway.
Oh my god!
And they're dying in their hands. I'm like, this is like the most insane shit. Like,
so it was good. You recommend it? It's
good. Like he's also just fucking ascending to godhood is like of course he puts that in there, of like
that makes sense.
Losing your humanity, like very much like Madoka stuff in there. They kind of kept in there, but change it up. There's a character in there that he does. It's one of my favorite things of like making a character kind of just become unhinged, becoming a psycho, kind of like manipulative, like, and you hate him. He has this Joker faces. When like shit doesn't go his way, it like breaks him, and he just like has a complete breakdown like at this moment. This show also just had character dies. They're on a fucking slab of like in a morgue essentially, and he puts the sheet, and you see them like this is like the most insane thing. He's having a mental breakdown like in front of the body because it's like someone he like wanted like to protect. It's like the most insane like thing of like not expecting to see someone have a complete mental break. And
that's so funny.
He does try to do like a redemption thing to them, but like I think it wasn't that bad because they what's the thing I'm trying to look for? They're like everybody doesn't accept him, cause he's a lot of backstabbing in this, and like he doesn't go behind the back, and like not everybody accepts him. Like he's been through some shit. Like you need him some time. We need some time. Okay, that's a good fucking
like a realistic relationship. Yeah.
And I really fucking loved it. There's just 2 episodes that is on Toei that like we need to advertise. One, it's like a Kokaider, which is like a weird anniversary movie for like an old Toku show. It's like we're gonna interrupt this climactic moment arc going on to show you this what happened a day ago where he met this wacky cyborg, and then this one episode was like, okay, we need to advertise a summer movie about the World Cup and Kamen Rider coming together, kind of stuff.
World Cup.
So here's our secondary main character getting weirdly isekai'd into an alternate reality where everybody's playing soccer in their rider uniforms.
That's awesome.
Oh, and they're being trained by real life Japanese soccer stars.
That's awesome, actually.
And
that sounds great.
It's in the middle of this literal like duel that a character presumably like probably died in, and their character trying to get there in time, and it just cuts to like this arc. It's those.
So you're saying it's not the ideal watch?
I made this post on Twitter because like I just kind of post my mind at some moments. It's like Resident Evil. Leon's going to adventure, and Ada just randomly gets isekai to an alternate Raccoon City where all these characters are now playing soccer, but all the infected like Birkin and everything have their infected powers while playing soccer.
And that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Sounds like it's media made for children.
It's bizarre. Even Jim, a lot of stuff does not feel made for children when I watch a lot of Kamen Rider. Or like this is fucked up, But it's a great fucking ride. Like it's if you want to watch like some of his work in a weird tokusatsu way, I highly recommend it. Kamen Rider game. So that's all I guess. That's the main thing. I'm gonna save another thing for whenever we do Chainsaw Man episode, because that's the only other thing I've really done. I don't want to get into that right now.
Yeah, I'm thinking there's more stuff I want to talk about, but I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like I will mention though, Succession has been amazing.
Yeah.
And it's ending very soon.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about going through more of what's it called? Somnium Files 2 on the other podcasts. So.
Somnium Files.
Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. So we talked about it a while, but yeah, that's me going off about that Kamen Rider series.
The monthly Kamen Rider.
It's the one series that you were only have a little peak of interest because it had that writer in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So we are seeing Shin Kamen Rider quite soon. So we saw Shin Ultraman recently, but I have almost no exposure to Shin Kamen Rider, and I'm kind of afraid. I'm kind of intimidated. Or I have no exposure to Kamen Rider.
Yes, other than
I'm a little intimidated.
Yeah, other little things I've been telling you about this
That's all I
series,
know.
But
and part of me kind of wants to be that guy that just goes in not knowing anything.
I think it's good. I think it's good because this is more so based off either original or Black. I think but it's based on one of those two because it has all the Shocker stuff, which is a lot of that old period one. Which
it would have been wild for me to have not known anything about Ultraman to see the Ultraman movie, because that would have been well,
really most of the Ultraman now is just me buying the from Movie Stop, buying a Ultraman the original series and making you watch Ultraman genocide an alien race by flying their entire race into the sun.
Was that the first? Was that Ultra 7?
No, 1969 is Ultra.
That was the first series.
Just called Ultraman.
Because I know that I think Ultra 7 is the one after that people are really like Ultra 7.
There's a lot of Ultraman. So recent series got dubbed. I think it was like English dub.
What a wild world! There's so much fucking shit out there.
If you want to watch a lot of Ultraman, a lot of stuff to watch for Tokusatsu. If a lot of Ultraman's on Shout Factory, there's some Kamen Rider on Shout Factory as well. If it has like all ages of like Kamen Rider. I think if you want to start playing that's the easy to watch, you want to go through hoops and hurdles like a lot of other Kamen Rider fans do. I think start with 0-1's a solid start that's on there. If you want to say more.
How long are the episodes? Are they 30 minutes long?
Like 20 something.
Yeah,
usually 22, 23 minutes. But
I just like when I see things that have like 30, 40 episodes, like I just immediately fall off. Like I just can't.
The thing about 0-1, it was
into that.
It's a good intro season. The season also was unfortunately filmed when COVID happened, and there's like 5 episodes of it that are just recap episodes because COVID just hit, lockdown hit, and then you can kind of tell. And there's also the same about Kamen Rider also in between movies and like side specials you can watch, but I think if you want to watch even Super Sentai has some on there, but I think if you want to give Kamen Rider a try, 0-1's a solid. Like out of all the series I watch, it's probably on my bottom of my list. That's mostly because of the one finale movie fucking ruined a lot of it.
Right. I mean, any like super long media is intimidating right now. Yeah. I'm only focused on One Piece. Like that's all I can.
Oh yeah.
I still have like 700 chapters of One Piece.
I like Kamen Rider because I can just. I go to bed, I'll watch 2 episodes, and I go to bed. That's a really nice, maybe 3, depending on the time, it's just nice to watch it. And then my weekends is me watching the modern, like, Sentai King Oger, and Geats is fucking awesome. I wish that was on streaming, because that is probably the best series to watch as intro right now. But
Sam, when the doctor said take 2 and go to bed, he didn't mean take 2 Ultraman episodes. He meant take 2 of your medicine.
I got Don Brother poisoning, I'm sorry. I go crazy. But... That's me talking about Tokusatsu. I'm sorry. That's the one thing I can kind of go unhinged and talk about.
And that for me, that's like my kryptonite. Is like I really love like old Tokusatsu, especially films. But like all this new shit, like it just intimidates me. There's too much. I would rather just watch like some of the classics than like try and dip my toes in.
That's why I think I like Geats. Oh, so most of it, like I think all of the main suits are kind of simplistic. Like the suits aren't over designed. I feel other than like. One, but that's the point of those suits is what's supposed to be futuristic and it's supposed to be over designed.
Yeah.
But I think that this current series right now is super fucking good. But I usually on the weekend will just even the recent Sentai season's newest one right now is really good. I mean I usually just most of my Twitter is me fucking finding gifs and clips from it. I love it. I love to. It's good shit, man. I love it.
I'm glad that you have.
I got my area of expertise. Okay,
it is your area of expertise. You have to write a book about it now.
No, I don't.
Or do a.
I'm horrible at just putting stuff to like written words.
You need to film one of those like lecture style of videos about like the history of
just Japan
each series.
Japan, make finding tokusatsu like Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, to make it a lot easier. Like Shout Factory is very slow. Like they were at a good pace of bringing shit over, but now they've just been going slow and they haven't brought anything over like in a long time.
It is interesting because like we've seen this happen a lot on the internet. Distribution is like such a key part of like, and accessibility is such a key part of how things catch on. And I wonder if there literally just is not an audience big enough for it. Like the audience that currently exists is willing to use like less than legal means to just watch the shit they want.
Yeah.
So,
but the thing is, like, I buy these DVD. If the series I like that I had to go hoops and hurdles to watch
you're the
through,
whale.
I will fucking buy a Blu-ray to support the official release.
And it's
I will buy a fucking belt at one point
because that's like kind of a lot of the anime industry in Japan. A lot of it is like literally being supported by like maybe a couple thousand diehard guys that buy every single, I say guys, but you know what I mean, that will go out and buy every Blu-ray of the series they want, because that's like kind of an important thing. Now it's become more of like a global market, but
like I know because like
it was like
Netflix had Power Rangers for a while as well, and I was like, if one of these streaming networks took a chance on like maybe airing like, because like Netflix like Thailand or it's like what is it, like the Pacific Ocean, like all those countries around there, they have like current series or most recent series on there, but I'm not sure they have them subbed and not. Or there's there was a controversy I think where like I think it was it Kamen. It was one of the Tokyo. I think it was Kamen Rider Saber on like when it was Netflix or something.
Saber.
They like ripped the subs straight up from one of the fan subs.
That's fucking
like, they copied
hilarious.
It. They copied it 100%.
That's fucking hilarious.
And they had a huge controversy that, and I think they had to take it down because of that.
That's awesome. That's like that reminds me of like the good old days where
it was something like that where
it
one
was just fan subbers.
Like one of the they took a fan sub and this fucking fucked it up.
Where fan subgroups had to like compete with each other to get their fan subs out quicker.
But yeah,
good shit.
I'm waiting for one day this will all be easily accessible.
You'd think that we'd already be there. It's weird. You'd think that these series can't cost much to license, right?
I mean,
internationally,
especially now with like the writer's strike and like just the success of just like Netflix just going all in on K dramas and Korean shows, like with fucking Squid Game and everything.
Do you think that like they realized that when they made Squid Game, they need to like. Because I think like literally every man, woman, and child in Korea signed up for Netflix when Squid Game came out because it was that much of a hit.
And the thing about
now they're just like, oh, we have such a huge audience now. We need to cling on to them.
And I really wish more subs did this, but like one of the fan subgroups of like, Kamen Rider and Sentai, they do a fun thing like when they transform, like they have an animation for like specifically for that rider transformation. Like the guy who had the orange, you see the orange lock that comes up, they use a transform come up when he says it. It's really fun.
They got to stand out from the other fan subgroups.
These are the most fun stuff. I wish movies or like shows would do more.
I must have brought this up before, but there's only one movie that I've ever seen in my whole life that has officially done like interesting subs. It's a movie called Night Watch. It's a Russian movie from maybe 2007. It's kind of like it's like a dark fantasy, like in like a contemporary setting where like there's like evil magic people and bad magic people and they fight, and like the bad ones have vampires and shit and the good ones have like mages. But it's like a cool sort of like Russian, like grimy, shitty, like post-Soviet. It's really I love that series. But in the first movie, not the second movie, but the first movie, they did like the first scene, there's a character who's in a pool and he's being like called by a vampire. And it is like entrancing him. And the words that the vampire is saying appear on the screen because it's a Russian film. And they appear on the screen like in random spots in the pool, and they're red like blood. And then the way that the subtitles fade, it's like when blood gets dropped in water. And it like sort of evaporates or whatever. Later on, there's a part where a woman like slaps like or smacks her fingers together or whatever, her hands together, and like the word smack like smacks. Never have I seen a movie ever try this before. I have no idea why the fuck this happened.
Fun subtitles would be the best thing. Maybe
it's a good gimmick. Yeah, it's a really good gimmick.
I think tokusatsu. I'm like, this is like a good, like, especially if you're putting it on to like have younger kids pay attention to subtitles. Great way. That's a great way to keep them pay attention.
Everyone's talking nowadays about how like people can't focus on things. They need like 3 screens at all times. We need to make subtitles engaging like that. Yeah. It's like how when you watch like a TikTok video, like half the screen is like Subway Surfer, half the screen is like a Reddit AMA, and then it's like some computer voice reading it.
I really love that. That's the little thing that you do in like when watching Toku Sentai or Kamen Rider, where they will just subtitle the OP.
Yes.
So you can sing along.
That's true. Oh, well, like they put it like phonetically. Yeah, I know.
I was like, I'm trying to sing it in my head, of like trying to get the English to match up with like the beat and the rhythm of the Japanese is really funny. But some of them have banger openings, Jim. But
I believe it.
That's my rant about tokusatsu and how hopefully with the writer's strike maybe they'll bring it over and someone will take a chance in a mainstream streaming service.
That's a really interesting moonshot, but. We'll see how it plays out.
Kid can dream, because Shout Factory is taking their sweet fucking time.
I just hope the writer's strike lasts fucking forever. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm happy the writer's strike exists.
But anything else then? Can you wrap it up?
Plug
it up?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're recording a podcast. Yeah, let's finish this.
All right. Thank you. What am I plugging up, by the way?
The whole... in the muscles of Paco.
I'm gonna say the backpack that opened up. I'm plugging up that backpack, that mouth that opened up, the mimic backpack.
Plug the hole in Paco's muscles that exist.
Thank you all for listening to this podcast. Again, if you made it this far, thank you. If you want to shout out every podcast episode, you just put any amount inside the Patreon down there. You can also like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, leave a comment of your theories and whatever your thoughts about whatever we talked about. You can also follow the podcast on Twitter, which has me and Jim's Twitter handles on there as well. You can join the Discord. You can also leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts. It helps us get noticed more. And
definitely, we love a good review.
And I think
especially on Spotify. Spotify has like a little a star system. I think give us 5 stars.
Yeah, if that helps. And
it helps so much, especially iTunes, or it's not called iTunes anymore. Apple Podcasts. Reviews are like, you don't even understand how important reviews are on these platforms. They're so important.
The reason why people ask for reviews.
Yeah. If you could take like 12 seconds to write like, Jim is fucking 12 inches tall and is funny, that'll be fine.
Yeah, whatever works. It doesn't matter. Hey, if you find a 5-star review, Jim, you can probably read it on the podcast to motivate them.
I was gonna say that we could read reviews on the podcast. That would get people to leave them.
But we have some stuff cooking in the backup for a podcast. We have
it's cooking.
There's a big series that we kind of already alluded to earlier in this episode, but yeah, that's gonna embark.
Death Note. No, I'm kidding.
Death Note.
It's not a big series.
No, I have to. We have. Let's just say we did do one episode, and it's like 3 hours.
Oh my god, it was so long. I forgot how fucking
Jim
long
said,
it was.
I don't gotta talk much long about this, and he did.
It was too much. And then I'm like, next time, we should just do the whole next arc, and that's gonna be probably just as
we
long.
could split it up, but
we got it. We'll talk about it.
We'll
talk about it.
Yeah, we'll know. But all right, and with that, we will see you next one. Thank God, no hiatus for
yeah,
Rocky.
we know for sure it's coming out next month.
Thank God.
Thank you again.
All right, and we will see you next time on Chapter 5.
Chapter 5. Bye.
Bye.